how it goes.
Yep.
Like as soon as they said multi-factor authentication, they didn't commit to like two-factor authentication, right? Like it's infinite. It's maybe we'll need to give you 8 different things to authenticate against.
Well, yeah. You ever want to have something very bad, go to the UPS website and try to figure out how to change a delivery address.
Uh-oh.
You have to have the wrong address associated with your account because it tries to verify the address that you're entering.
We had a month when we moved here. For a month, we weren't getting USPS because they thought the building was vacant, even though there's like plants outside. So like, Eliana's still waiting for a driver's license because like they tried to deliver it and couldn't. And
yeah, I had this gator being delivered, but I fat fingered the address, so I was going to go to 1609 Zenith. I'm like, okay, how do I change this? Well, I ended up making an account, setting, I had to say that I lived at 1609 Zenith so that I could then change it to be delivered to 1600 Zenith.
Oh my gosh.
It was about a day's worth of me fiddling to fix the...
I mean, you got the gator though, right? So it was successful.
Yes, it was successful, but it was the most amount of work I've ever had to do for a package. And at the end of it, I had to pay $5. So, what can you do? Gator's here. I ordered a bunch of spices from Mississippi.
Nice.
Wait, this is like an actual gator?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll send a picture to the group. Yeah, so Utah plays the Florida Gators on Thursday. For our tailgate, I got a full gator to smoke and...
That's fantastic.
The gator cost $175. The shipping of the gator cost $116. It's the second most I spent on shipping this year. Jake had the best joke about it. Scott just being raked over the coals with shipping. But, yeah, TJ, I don't know what you're doing Thursday, but we'll be there. We'll be at the tailgate at 8 a.m. ish.
Me?
So whenever.
Starting to smoke.
I was muted in Zoom. Are you talking to me?
Yeah. If you are, I don't know what you're doing, but we'll be there all day, so you're more than welcome to join whenever.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out.
But I don't think a lot of people are coming until like mid afternoon. So.
Need an extra ticket, is what I'm hearing.
A 2-day-old at a football game.
Yeah, that one's not sailing. So,
have you even tried pitching it though?
I mean, I have, yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah, I guarantee it'll be easy to find someone to use those tickets. Like that's probably one of the more sought after games of the year.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and real quick, Ryan, I found this. I have a that is a miniature actually of Strahd.
Oh, really?
A box from like a game I got, like a board game that I got 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I thought that was. I'll bring him over next time we play.
Yeah, that'll be fun. He'll make a few appearances.
Yeah. But anyways, let's see where we left off. Everyone's looking pretty rough on this screen. But that's the wrong notes.
I have 41 hit points. Does that seem right?
Yeah, you
Okay.
were out to the side and got stabbed by a little goblin that ran away.
Okay.
You have 41? Yeah, show up.
No, I just want.
Well,
Well, no, because Scott says everybody's looking pretty rough. I'm like, I have 41 hit points. That doesn't seem rough for me,
Yeah, okay.
but
Yeah, I'm
all good.
having a real existential crisis.
You
These
got
past
stabbed and knocked over by this little goblin and avoided the wrath of the massive man that pummeled the crap out of me, Christopher.
well, yeah, because even Thel used all of his lay on hands as well, so Thel took like a solid over 100.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. Well, it is still Westland the 16th of Quinn Pilar. And so high level overview last time was you planned a bit. You decided to go in as two groups, watch the guards patrol around. You wanted to sneak in, set up your bomb, and see if you could get two camps fighting. You infiltrated the place using invisibility potions and some uncharacteristically good stealth rolls. You got set up in a little hiding spot and watched. You killed a poor dwarf as he relieved himself and took his marked axe to plant at the other camp. You continue to sneak over to some animal pens where you lured one guard and killed him, then put another to sleep magically and poured booze all over him. You took a token from this group and planted it on that dead dwarf. You planted your bomb, hoping it would go off at some time. At that point, you approached the main tent of the camp as fighting erupted behind you, and the other camp had some fires go up. You did your best to sneak over a log wall. Then Jarek came out of his tent and summoned a wide circle of fire beneath Thel and Carrick. You all felt the will of his spear in his hand that tried to take control of your brains. Luckily, the wall of flame Carrick summoned stood and walled off any reinforcements. A big fight happened with everyone contributing and the beefy boys each going down before taking down Jarek. A shitty little goblin knocked a couple of you out for a second. Chonk arrived, tackling combatant before they could do much of anything. And then that little goblin and the Orok Torvog, who you had met at the storm celebration, fled into the night. The last thing you guys saw was the spear that Jarek had been holding hover up in the air, a portal open underneath it, and it spoke to you, claiming it was disappointed in the person that had found it, and left, shooting down from the sky through this portal to a place many of you recognize as the mountains of the western reaches of the Empire. The immediate fight is over, but things are still kind of chaotic here. That's where we are right now. Jarek is dead on the ground. You're all kind of trying to recoup your wounds really quick. The circle of fire is still up, or the wall of fire is still up. So you kind of have a moment to collect yourselves. However, there's still definitely danger. You don't know what has happened, if now that Jarek just died, if that means that the people that were under any control of him are free, but you still hear fighting to your to where in one of the camps and people kind of scrambling to put out the fires in the other camp. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Do a prayer of healing.
So that will take about 10 minutes. So you think you are going to sit here for 10 minutes?
Maybe not.
So
What's the brown border? Just so I.
the brown border is like a like probably about like 5 feet, 6 feet of like spiked wood that kind of like a makeshift wall, not like fully like walk throughable, but spikes and things like that. Let's see. Yeah, there's this tent next to you that's quite large. Chomp is kind of standing up and like trying to like peer through the woods to see, or through the fence to see if there's anything coming. He'll actually roll to see if he notices anything. He's got a pretty good watch. That's kind of what he's doing. He is moved and is kind of like watching while the rest of you do whatever you want to do next. Yeah, so you're kind of in a place of needing to escape at some point, but you might have a minute to, you know, check around or do things like that.
Can you hear through the wall with fire? Is that like a roaring sort of campfire sort of thing?
It is loud. You can hear the fighting going on in the other places. So
does it sound like anybody's like trying to get through?
Not at this moment.
What has the wall of fire done to the wood walls where it's touching? Is it starting to set that wood wall on fire, or
kind of like it's not in danger of catching everything on fire. It's probably like more like smoldering, but it's not going to, you know, like spread around to everything. I don't actually know how a wall of fire works. Does it set everything on fire around it?
I think it's only in the one direction of the wall, and I have it faced outward. Let's see. Let me see what it actually says. It doesn't really say about setting stuff on fire, actually, but it doesn't even do damage within the wall. So I would expect, like, internal to the wall, it wouldn't set anything on fire.
Like where the wall is meeting the wood is probably not doing anything. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I would say I'll rule that everything is fine. You don't have to worry about the like sparse woods that you're on catching on fire. If anything, probably over this next, you probably have like 45 seconds of this wall. It is definitely keeping people at bay. So probably, you have about 45 seconds to do what you want here before something might come.
What's the consensus of me just picking up this dude and tossing him out the wall of fire? So that they can see his hard body.
Was there any information that we wanted from him, or
we could like cut off his ear or eye or something?
Anything? Would there be any value in his weakened state bringing him back to life? just asking.
He is not weakened. He is very dead. He is not unconscious. He is very dead.
Oh no, I know, but if he came back in a weakened state, would there be any value in that? Just asking.
that's of your call. So
I've only pondering because it does orcs. Like if it was like a different group, I could see where getting their leader back and then like getting him to surrender and not attack the other group might work. But orcs would probably just be like, F him and kill him anyway. So I don't know.
Does he have any identifying clothing on or badges or whatnot?
Probably the most identifiable thing would be he has this big belt that has like a big like metal skull right in the center of it.
Taking that.
Okay, you pick that up.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna die again.
Head into the tent. We could loot it real quick and then cut out the back of the tent. Go over the wall in the back. Yes.
You can do that real quick. Felix, who you saw this spear go through this hole. Make a quick history check as you watched it like just disappear through this portal. Okay, yeah, with a 14, you are pretty sure that you would know that like this spear fell through the sky and is landing somewhere north of Diastock, kind of where this whole adventure started. It looked like specifically, like looking down on it, it looked like some place in the Sirios Mountains is where this this spear fell through. You would probably be the only person that would really know the geography in that, and kind of why you notice it is it's this the Sirios Mountains are kind of like old volcanic land, and there's still a whole bunch of like weird geothermal activity there. So you can kind of see that, and that's where you see that is where at least the spear has disappeared to. And only reason
It seemed like happened, right? The sword was like possessed him or something, right?
it was definitely doing something, and the spear talked to you, so there was something going on with that thing.
Anyway, am I not dead from picking up his belt?
No, you are just fine.
Okay, now I'm gonna pick him up and toss him out.
You pick him up. Make just a strength check to see how far you throw him. You do notice though that like as he died and the spear left, he shrunk maybe 1.5 feet, so he's no longer 8 feet tall. And yeah, with a 22, you pick him up and throw him through the fire. And you don't know what's going on the other side of the fire, but you did just throw the leader of this entire place to a fire. Roll a d4. Okay. You think that you might have bought yourself some time by using that as a distraction. So
then I'm gonna play Pipes of Haunting right at the edge.
Okay. That is a say. Didn't you already use the Pipes of Haunting today?
I think I had 3, right? I think I have 3
charges on the Pipes of Haunting.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, just double check that real quick because I know that you played them at least once.
Yeah. When do you? Where is it? Oh, yeah. I get 2. Oh, I get 2.
Okay. Yeah. Play it your second time. What? It's a save, right?
It's 30 feet, DC 15, Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well,
Doesn't do it.
for the collective group, I rolled a natural 1 and a 2. So,
Yeah.
you roll a d6. Yeah, you think that you have like like you kind of like hear like some like rustling as you're going and doing this, and now there's just like complete silence. You definitely have bought yourself some time to do things here. If there's anything you want to do in this kind of, like interior camp, I would say, because of how bad they did, you think you've bought yourself about 8 minutes. So you have 8 minutes before anything would try to accost you in this area. At this point, Chonk is kind of like seeing that. He kind of like sneaks through and climbs up into this tree on the outside, looking to see how the other group that he was with is doing. So he's kind of watching out, and this is kind of, with that, why you kind of know that you have that 8 minutes. So, anything else you want to do here? You do know that the goblin and that Auroch ran straight north. You have a tent you haven't been in. Yeah. Oh, roll one more d6, Christopher. Okay, sounds good.
Is Spell, what are you at? Hit points? Spell?
8.
Oh, okay. I'm at 1, so we probably should get some healing on. I mean, should we pillage the tent or?
Yeah, let's go check out the tent.
Okay, are the two of you guys running into the tent, or what is each person doing? Tell me what you're doing.
I'll go check out the tent as well.
I'm like, knowing that I tend to miss stuff, I like, you guys go check out the tent, and I come over here and I turn around and I'm watching the firewall.
Okay. Felix, you doing anything?
I'm gonna go into the tent and investigate as well.
Okay, so I will probably allow either one person with advantage or two people, or each of you roll an investigation check to kind of find, what are you specifically searching for at this point?
Find a potion of healing.
Potion of healing.
Okay, so one of you is definitely looking for loot and stuff, and the other person, or probably more like usable items, and then the other person, we'll make it two different roles. What are you going to look for, Carrick?
I guess I'll look for I don't know, more magical items. I don't really know.
Okay, we'll just say each of you guys roll an investigation check. This really is just flavor for doing some loot rolls. Okay, so what's 11 plus 24 is 36 or 35. Okay. Okie doke. So I need someone to roll 4d6. We'll do this. So Carrick rolls 4d6, 5d6, and 3d6. Okay, so 13, 12. And 9. So you pick up a sack of the first thing that you find is like this is a nice tent, like well appointed. There are these two huge lock chests, and even on this like desk there's like some papers and that, and a giant sack on it. The sack is spilled open, and you find about 9 in this, like it's a smaller sack, but it's open, like 9 different gems. You don't quite have the space to find it, but there are 9 large like gems in this bag. Kind of quickly rummaging through like a couple lock chests that are also like underneath the desk there. You find a large amount of coinage. Specifically, you would find about 1,300, like we'll just say you'll count this later, 1,300 gold pieces and 120 platinum pieces. And that's what you find.
Someone else writing it down, or should I write it
Gems
down?
you can tell immediately are like best, like quick survey would be each one of those is worth about 300 gold pieces. Just based by size, depending, like you definitely see at least like one diamond in there, and you know like by its size, it's definitely got to be at least 300 gold pieces. So 9 300 gold piece gems, 1,200 or 1,300 gold pieces, and 120 platinum pieces.
9 by 3. Say that again.
9 300 gold piece gems.
Yep.
1,300 gold pieces, and 12 or 120 platinum pieces. Okay, and then Felix, I need you to roll 5 D100s.
Do we want to just split that right now,
No.
Eric, or
What?
do you want to just split that right now?
We can split it. We probably, I don't know if we can split the gems.
The
but
gems, yeah, we can just keep the bag of gems for now.
Yeah, so 120 plat, 1,300 gold. We can split right now.
So Felix, you immediately find a potion of healing, just a regular. You then find a small like bauble, like it's like a little ball that like is pulsing some light. You find like these incredibly like well-made crossbow bolts. You find let's see, you find 5 of them. You find this weird box that when you open up has these different like I'm trying to think how to describe them. It's a box that first has these like 4 different paintbrushes on it, and underneath it, when you pick that up real quick, you see like 4 different little like ink pots, but they're in the shapes of animals. And then your last one, 24. You find one other potion. It doesn't look like a healing potion you've ever seen. You don't know what it is.
I'm gonna toss the healing potion to Christopher.
I'm down in that right away.
Okay, you take 1d4 plus 4.
1d4 plus 4. Right.
So, or no, it's 1d4 plus, or it's 2d4 plus 2. Sorry.
2d4 plus 2.
So 8.
So everybody gets 30 platinum and 325 gold.
So 625 gold if you want to break it down to that.
How much gold? 30 platinum and how much gold?
325.
Thank you.
Okay. At this point, you think this place is ransacked. This probably took like collecting this like and loading it up, throwing things in probably took like 2-3 minutes. Did you do anything at this time, Fel, or were you just posted up?
Yeah, I just kind of posted up.
Okay, I didn't know if you could have cast any spells that you wanted to.
Yeah, the only one I want to do is still 10 minutes prayer of healing. So
yeah, so you still
I don't think we quite have time for that.
Okay, the wall of fire is definitely down. Chonk is watching. Okay. But then he's watching. He's like, okay, what's the plan, guys? Like, we got to get out of here. I'm a little worried about the guys I left behind fighting, but you know, kind of, I can go back for them. You guys can. What's the plan? We had those 2 people run off, and he's just watching.
What's the hat of disguise?
I don't know if it requires attunement, but you can put it on and cast disguise self at will on yourself.
We have that. Just anyone more free.
For the future. You just pull out this hat from, like, we have this. I don't know if it's applicable at this point, but yeah. What do you guys want to do? It's definitely getting to escape time. And with that, since we're doing that, we'll go back to the map of the whole place.
Perfection right there. I don't know if we ever need 3D nonsense.
So you guys are right in this center place. You definitely still hear fighting going on here. You hear some fighting and fire going on here and here. You don't, like, you know that the people in the center camp were fighting the people in the right camp. But with everything going on, Chonk's been watching, but you know, it's nighttime and doing that. He can't, like, he was just watching to make sure nothing was encroaching the that main camp while you were there. So
What was his people going to do when he left them? Are they still just...
They were just fighting, causing a ruckus, and didn't, like...
Were they going to fall back at some point? Or
yeah, but he has no clue. He was leaving that up to them to be smart about it, but you know, these people signed up to go and die to get other people out, so he was leaving it to them. Probably the only person that you would know in that group is Shuxall, who you fought with before, and he was very competent, but that's like kind of your only personal tie to that group would be that guy. So how do you want to egress this area?
We came in quietly, let's leave quietly.
Okay. Which way are you going? On the map, north, south, east, or west?
Can we get, so it's a wall, right? Around everywhere?
Yeah, you can spend some time. It's just hard to get through and potentially dangerous, but you can creep through that wall. Also, that wall of fire is gone now. You could walk through the front and go around. So, which way are you going?
Do we, so with the wall of fire gone, we don't see anybody immediately outside the gate waiting for us at this moment?
No one is waiting for you because the other things that Christopher did had like pushed them off to the back, and maybe you don't make an insight check like as the wall of fire dropped and you saw no one there. $23. You think, and probably pretty accurately, that seeing all that happen, they backed up and maybe went to go get reinforcements. So you have no clue. Like that's kind of, you kept like the small group of people coming through, but that doesn't mean that a much larger group will be coming through. Because obviously, if you killed Jarek, this must be a powerful group of adventurers.
Well, let's go up the front then. I think we don't need to climb out the back, but maybe we turn up and head north. Do we want to head back kinda toward the direction we came in?
Yeah, do we want to
don't forget about the big thing that is in the cave. That maybe we don't want to go backtrack that way.
You don't want to go.
Just in case.
Just go and find the here again, as you have 1 hit point.
I'm cool with going back. I just want us to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go back through that cave, but we can, at least as far as leaving this area, kind of out the way we came in.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. All right, let's do that.
Should we wrap around the left of the wall around the big tent and look over towards our allies and see if they need help, or just go to the right and peace out?
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, let's peace out.
Okay, so you guys go. Someone draw a line of the way you think you're going.
I can freehand. Ooh, sorry.
That way? Okay.
In that exact path.
In that exact path, you're doing bobs and weaves.
Haven't we seen this tree before?
How do I clear it? Well, let me clear it. I clicked clear and it didn't clear.
Chonk nods and agrees with you. Like he's like, I trust that group to be smart enough to make it out. We're going that way.
That's the actual line.
Yes. Okay, so you head out that way. And as you guys get to about here, are you guys trying to sneak, or are you just fucking booking it?
I didn't see what you marked.
I haven't marked yet, but
oh, okay.
Are you guys booking it, or are you?
Yeah, speed seems maybe be of the essence in this moment. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, so no rolls, but as you guys get to about here, I need Christopher for you to roll 17d6.
Wait, on what?
17d6.
Yes, you need to roll 17d6.
I'm about to drop this belt real quick. Okay, I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3. So how many is that so far?
That's 15.
Need 2 more.
Okay, so you, right around here, an explosion happens a size of which you did not think possible in your previous time on this earth. I need, what is that? That's 16, 30, 47.
Everybody seen Oppenheimer? We're all getting blinded by the explosion.
58 points of damage in this very large area. I need all of you guys to make Constitution saving throws as you exit. We're exiting this way. Fel and Felix, there's a ringing in your ears that you cannot hear anything at this point. Carrick and Christopher, you can still hear, but you definitely are going to have tinnitus for the rest of your life. And but that explosion goes off, and after that explosion goes off, you no longer hear the yells of fighting and clangs of swords in this area. You just hear some panicked screams, and yeah, you guys can continue going on. There were some animals that were left out of this pen that were going to chase you, but they're piecing the fuck out. And yeah. Oh, I guess I should roll Chonk. Chonk also made his save, so you guys are disoriented, but you're able to run and escape this area.
So when you say 58 points of damage, where did that go?
In that circle.
So not us.
No.
Were there any allies there? We only had.
You were on the outskirts of this 160-foot diameter blast.
I was gonna say I think we're all dead, but
Yeah, you guys left the exact wrong direction. Forgetting about your bomb at this moment. No, you guys were fine. If you guys had cut straight through there, things would have been a lot worse. But since you started going through this scribble, yeah, you guys are able to escape. And where do you head back after you guys get out of the area?
I'm thinking we do this in stages, like a short rest, then a long rest. Or we just get as far as we fucking can.
Yeah, so the way that you're going, like, you know that there's no way you can get back to town until, like, the earliest you could get back would definitely be like early morning. You're probably, what, 15, 20 miles away from town. But you also know that you're like 3-4 miles away from like kind of the entryway to that cave that you were at before. So, which way do you head?
We'll take the long way back.
Long way back. So
wait, is the frost? Do we still have a frost salamander or whatever coming at us?
No, that guy's very far away. The only worry that you have, like Felix said, is that there is a big lightning-breathing lizard that lives in that cave that you passed through before. But with what you did, like, you don't know if you have to go through that cave again, or you could just take the normal path back to home. But
I say we try to take the normal path. Whatever the normal path
What could go
is.
wrong? Nothing could go wrong on the normal path.
I mean, yeah, who knows? We could maybe sneak, like, we know about the lizard, so we could try and sneak our way through.
Yes. Also, last time you were in there, you had like 14 people with you. You now have just the 4 of you and Chonk. You have no clue what happened to the other people, so.
No, that sucks. So let's go the way that maybe doesn't suck.
Okay, so you guys wrap around and just start like running down the like main trail back home.
I'm gonna circle us up for a quick breather and do a prayer of healing now that we have at least maybe a moment.
Yeah, you guys get kind of a distance away and can watch and kind of see if anything's coming towards you. And you can get that 10 minutes to just kind of like catch your breath.
Well, that was not great. Rolled a 1 in there.
You get 10 points of healing for everyone.
Double my hit points. That's all right.
Chonk kind of knowing the area gets you kind of like on the edge of these woods leading up into the mountains, and he's like stops there and he says, "Okay, so you're probably about like a 3-4 mile range from it, and you're just watching. Like, if you look at this place now, like things are on fire. There's can't quite see it in the night sky, but there's a crater and and smoke rising from the east, or from, I guess it's technically the northern side of the camp, and yeah. So then you stop and watch, and kind of like while you're taking your 10-minute prayer healing break, Chonk is watching and says, like, so I'm probably going to stay here because we do know that those other groups were coming in, and I, assume when they see whatever the fuck just happened in there, they'll turn tail and leave, especially in that crater where that entire group of people are probably dead or dying. So I'm going to stay here for the night. Everyone make a kind of perception check, or I would say, Bell, you can't, but people that would be watching with Chonk, make a perception check. Yeah. Christopher, as you feel this healing going into you, as Fell is just saying his "oh fuck" prayers, you do notice that there are some people fleeing out of that main camp back towards where town would be. But yeah, with a natural 20, you would say they are not armed. They are just fucking running and looking for some sort of refuge because the wrath of God just fell down on this place. So there's people heading towards town, but at the same time, Chonk says he's going to stay here, welcome the company, but understands if you guys want to get back to town, and says it's up to you if you want to get back and tell people that we were successful. I can't think if we were in any way unsuccessful on this mission, except for I don't know if the other group made it out alive. But
Would give Chonk one little quiet, I don't know how quiet you can be with bagpipes, bardic inspiration to become the leader of this new
quiet bagpipes.
quiet bagpipes.
Yeah. So you give that, and kind of like just as he's going to watch and stay here at least until the morning, or at least until he sees the other groups that were coming to join this war band and see what happens, so he can report back with quality information. Do you guys want to stay with him, or are you gonna head back into town tonight, or what are you guys gonna do?
Get out of here. Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys start walking back, you do have the chance of running into these. I guess you would know where they are. Are you going to try to intercept these people that are running back towards town?
Our allies people or our enemies people?
You would not recognize these as any of the people that you came here with. So,
would we just kill them, or do we need them for anything?
You can do whatever you want with them.
Seems like it may have been some of the people that had left the town to join this group. Maybe have rethought their decision. So maybe we let them go back to town.
So you just kind of walk behind them, do not approach them. So that's kind of up to you.
I don't know. I mean, Christopher does have their leader's belt, or their current leader, former leader's belt, so I don't know. I'll leave it up to the half-orc to decide how to want to talk to orcs.
Yeah, we'll let them rethink their decisions quietly. I just want a long rest.
Okay. So you guys, it would take about until the AM for you guys to get back to town. We'll just say that you let these people continue to run as far away as they can. You guys are stronger, so you can kind of outpace them. And you guys get about a mile out of town. You are called to halt. By a voice in the darkness or in the early morning light, I should say, and asks you to state your business.
We're just on our way home.
State our business. State your business.
and immediately you see Morgron kind of like pop up and he's like, "Oh fuck, I goofed." It's like, I assume if you're, I guess I can't assume if you are coming back from the camp, that things either went very bad or very well. What happened? What happened?
I'm gonna take out the belt and just like roar.
Yeah, you pull that out and hold it up. No one really notices what that means to begin with.
Cool belt, bro.
Because you guys just fill him in on what happened, and he goes, "That's wonderful. Our just assuming you would be successful, we sent out the group with the children and elderly and Shoma and Garthuk, the old lady one, headed out last night, and they probably made it to their first rendezvous point to start moving across the plains. But it seems, with what you've told me, that we can have them return. Seems the danger may be over. We won't send them until, what you said, Chonk will come back with the results of the other people, the other plans coming. But it seems we may be good. He signals to some others to like gather some riders to prepare to maybe head out at a moment's notice to go collect the other group before they make the dangerous trek across the plains for refuge, and make sure that they get them to come back, but don't be in a hurry. Be safe, be strong, and head back. He then invites you back to town. And as you guys enter town looking completely beat to shit, very unlike the previous times that you've come through town where you were given eyes of, who are these people, unacceptance. Everyone gives you like that polite nod of acceptance and thanks as you walk through. People obviously telling that you were laying down your lives for this community that never really showed you a ton of kindness, and more skepticism than anything. As you return to the town center, heading back to your rooms at the common house, that center statue that had been cleaned stands firm, and news has broken out of the success of the fight, and you hear cheering, and they're all kind of congregating at this center hall. As you're walking through, escorted by Morgan, he tells you that you are all welcome brothers of the city and can stay as long as you like. And at least, please, we know that you have your own business, but at least please stay until tomorrow night, and where we may celebrate this victory and mourn the ones that we lost. And with that, you are able to do whatever you want, go to sleep. It is the early morning, probably like 5-ish in the morning. As you come back here, you're all exhausted, but you can all go to sleep and take a long rest. So, I assume you all sleep the sleep of death. Or what do people want to do the next day? When are you waking up? We'll go one by one. When's each person waking up, and what are they doing or I guess, are you staying for this party? I guess before you guys go to sleep, kind of talk about what your plans for the next day are.
I could take or leave the party.
Yeah, like the only thing pressing in your mind right now is you have about 58 days to get back to Zadash, which is about 30 days of travel the last time you checked. So you all stay in for the next day?
Yeah, let's party.
Yeah, I think we can. I mean, those of us extremely beaten up might need the extra day.
Yeah. Yes, very much. So you guys sleep. Now, I guess if that's the case, if you guys are going to stay, then what do you get up to the next day? When do you wake up, and what do you do? We'll just go down the line. We'll start with Carrick. What do you do the next day to prepare for this party?
I definitely isolate. If I'm gonna have to be around people, I am avoiding people at the moment. So I am in my room meditating. Potentially, maybe can I be using that time to be working on a new spell, scribing a new spell?
Yeah, of course you can. I would say probably after your sleep, before like things start popping off, you probably would be able to get like 3 hours in.
Okay.
I would say, because even though you only need to meditate for trance for 4 hours, I feel like wanting to isolate and do that. You've just been up for about 25 hours. I don't think
I agree. Yeah.
Mechanically, you can just say, well, I only need 4 hours of sleep.
No, I actually would have been understanding if you said that, like, I could not this day. Like, that would have made sense too.
You only have the amount of concentration for 2 hours.
2 hours?
What spell are you scribing?
Animate objects.
I have no clue. Like, you have just this plethora of spells you have available to you.
So I mean, I shared the document with you, right? I think that you see what I see now, but I'm just working my way through the list.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, and you gave a lot of these to me like probably 8 months ago, but they're like level 4 and 5 spells, so I haven't been able to do anything with them. So I'm just now a high enough level that I can actually scribe them.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, so go ahead and start scribing those spells I think that spell is from a book you found back in Icewind Dale. Yeah, so we'll go down there. Christopher, what do you do?
I have a rage to use. I'm gonna rage, punch a pillow, summon my ancestral guardians, and talk about how scared I am of death, and talk with my ancestral guardians until I fall asleep.
You have a sudden new fear of death that you didn't have before?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. A character trait has arrived from the fact that you got the shit out of you. Okay, yeah, so you do that and kind of have your existential crisis in your bedroom. You guys are sharing bedrooms, so who are you sharing your bedroom with? I would probably say like the two beefy boys share a bedroom and the two non-beefy boys share a bedroom. So Fel, you're just watching Christopher have like a complete mental breakdown talking to these spirits that you only ever normally see during combat. So you can deal with that how you want.
I Dios mío. I don't know.
You just
I don't know.
Yeah, I would say, Carrick, if you wanted to, you did have all that loot you could identify in this time as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'd probably say if you want to identify all the items, you would only get like 1 hour of scribing in. But,
Sure. Let's do it that way then.
Okay. Just to, get the crunchy part of the game out. Felix, what do you do upon what time do you wake up and what do you do during this day before the party?
Felix is gonna he's gonna wake up early and meditate and try to commune with his warlock patron that he hasn't really talked to since the first time they talked.
Okay. Okay, sure.
I don't really know that he's looking for anything necessarily.
He's like should reach out.
Yeah, be like, yo, is there anything you need from me?
And make fuck, I don't even know what. Just make a persuasion check to the void.
Persuasion check to the void. 11.
Okay, that's
like
just,
nah.
Well, what ends up happening is, you're sitting there and you kind of like are taking that little crystal that you have that kind of is what was given you and you're rolling it in your hand and kind of thinking like, you said, give me this power and I'll reach out to you every once in a while. You've seen some wild shit recently and like these, especially like you've seen like the Fel's patron like actively, not patron but God actively intervening and showing signs in that. So I like to think like maybe that's why you're thinking this. And you just hear in the back of your head and just kind of a very like curt like, I told you I would reach out to you when I need you, but as happenstance, I do have something for you. And you feel like just follow this tug as you feel it, and you feel like that chain tattoo, or like not tattoo, but the scars that have kind of like as you've been getting hurt, you've noticed like as the wounds heal, they turn into like these small chain like symbols, like immediately start pulling you from where you are straight west and a little northwest. Like follow these tugs. And I have something for you there and we'll talk then.
How long is that gonna take? Because I got somewhere I gotta be.
Make another persuasion check.
Okay, let's see. Persuasion. Oh, that's even. Yep, not good.
Those chains, now you've realized like some of the scars are around your neck and it chokes you a little bit. Nothing bad. And the voice of your head says, I've been watching. I know you have things. Don't be so greedy. You owe me after all. You said you would. And then the voice disappears And you do just have this like weird tug to the west. Pretty much, well, let me look at a map. Let me see where it's actually.
Yeah, let me look at a map.
Yeah, probably just pretty much straight west, but a bit northwest. If you're looking at the graying wildlands, that would be the map. Here, I'll just pull you over to that map. There's no reason to be where you are. So, to the west, a little northwest. Where
are we again?
You are in Barothra. You're in that yellow circle.
Yellow circle. Okay.
Yeah. So make a check real quick.
What check? I didn't hear.
Insight.
Insight.
Yes, so you do remember, like, as you guys were traveling up here, feeling these same sort of tugs from this chain. You would guess it's about to that area of the excavation camp.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's that. Carrick, make a perception check with disadvantage to see if you noticed what was going on. Or were you in the room doing this, Felix, or were you by
Well,
yourself?
yeah, because I feel like Carrick is just kind of doing his own thing, not
Yeah,
paying
okay,
attention to
I'll-
anyone.
yeah, roll
being
a-
a hermit.
yeah,
You know?
be a yeah. Give us a perception check with disadvantage.
Mhm.
Oh, a 16. A 16. You the thing that you do notice is I would say you do notice that the like you look over to see like when Felix gets choked a little bit, he coughs, and you turn and look up, and you do notice like that what I kind of described, like a wound that has kind of healed up, showing like a little bit of a chain on it. Do with that what you want.
I file this away. I still don't feel like talking to anybody, but I notice.
Yes, you notice that, and I would say with a 16, it's not good enough to know it's like not just, oh, did that wound heal weirdly? You just definitely notice there is like a distinct like how the wound healed looks like a chain.
Okay.
So, anything else you want to do, Felix, or is that kind of the end of your day, and maybe you start poring over your maps?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Thel, you're last up. What do you do? What do you do for the day?
Just sharpen my sword and polish my armor, and
Do you sit amongst the people, or are all of you guys just sitting in your room today?
I'm like
You guys are
in
straight up
front of our room.
just been hermits in your room all day.
I'm like out front of our front
Yeah.
door, like in a little sun, but vibing.
So the place is like kind of this 2-story balcony. So maybe you go outside and sharpen your blade, and so like kind of how this building is set up. It's a big long lodge house with a bunch of tables in it. Kind of, I don't know why I keep thinking of this. Like, you know, the building that they're in The Last of Us, the TV show, when they get to Jackson. Like, a weirdly specific image that I have for this place. You're kind of there, and you go outside, and the sun is shining. As much as like there's always been overcast, and there's been quite a few thunderstorms in this area, but it's a clear day and the sun is shining down. People come and politely give you nods of acceptance of that. No one's like glad handing you or that. It's, still the very stoic place that you've been, and people are, knocking. You get, you sharpen your magical sword that never gets dull, and you clean your armor that also magical and looks beautiful. That gold filigree. You've done a lot. You have over the past week, done a ton of good things, especially good things in the eyes of your god Bahamut. And as you are sitting there, shining, and the sun's going down, you make a perception check with advantage as you're just watching things go on. Okay, yeah, with the 15, you notice that the that iron that was in this monument in the center, that you kind of caught a glimpse of like some platinum shine to it as you walked by in the firelight that night. You do notice like it very much is it's almost gleaming, like in beyond like just the hard iron gray that it was. It now has like a permanent shine to it, and you just very much feel like you did something good. You did what you were supposed to do. And especially coming from when you killed those poor little kobolds that were trying to run away, maybe you've atoned for that little transgression and done very good in the eyes of your god. Yeah. Anything else you want to do? Or just smile and enjoy the fact that you did something good for a town?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Can I do one more thing?
Yeah.
Can I try to open this unopened box again that I have in my possession?
Wait, what unopened box do you have in your possession?
It's a donation box that I couldn't open.
Oh.
Because I failed and I broke my tools.
Okay. Yes, you have new tools. You can open that, and I have to go find notes from.
Oh no. Sorry.
No, it's just fine. I'm just trying to remember if there was just money in it or if there was something that actually happened when you opened it.
I don't know.
Yeah, roll a thieves tools check.
$30. Hopefully that's good this time.
Yes, this thing definitely pops open. Inside of it is Oh. Okay. You find 45 gold pieces in here.
Okay.
Do you take them out?
Yes.
When you take them out, you remember where you got this from. It's kind of like half sunken down. There was water everywhere, and this money weirdly smells like that.
Oh, great! I remember that place.
As you take it out, roll a d8. For the next day, you smell exactly like this and have disadvantage on stealth and charisma checks.
Cool.
Yes, this is.
I think Felix is gonna try and take a bath before the party.
Okay. It doesn't do anything. Like you take.
I know, but it's just funny to think about.
Yeah.
He's just constantly scrubbing.
Just, like essentially, yeah. Pretty boy Felix and his paisley smells like. It's not like an awful like dirty smell. It just smells like you've been in moisture.
When you forget your clothes in the washer.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like when you forget your clothes in the washer smell.
Sweet. Is the D8? If I had rolled an 8, would this be 8 days?
Yes.
You get the best one so far. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Oh, I should say one more thing. Make a perception check, Felix. Yeah, you don't notice anything. You're too busy scrubbing yourself in the bath to have heard what you thought you could have heard. Okay. See, I knew I had something funny for opening that tithing box because you stole from a church. Gotta be cursed by a god.
not really. But okay, I'm cool with it. It's fine.
Yes, that's what I remembered. I remembered it wasn't something important. It was just something funny. Yeah. So the night comes, and Fel, you're the first to notice that later in that evening, you see Chonk come in. Like he gives kind of like walks past you, nods, places his hand on your shoulder, and walks over to the to like where Morgan would be, and he and fills him in. You do see also with him is only 2 of the people that you left with. Shuxall did survive. He is missing an arm, but he is still alive. It actually seems that the people, kind of what you get put together is the people that fled the camp, like pulled him out, like after being released from whatever thrall that they were in. They, took care of one of their own, and little bit of bandaging up were able to save him from dying. And that's what he gets for rolling a natural 20 when you guys decided to leave him. He survived without an arm. But he is still his like same kind of jovial self, although barely conscious. Gives me kind of like a half-hearted thumbs up, and then is taken into that community space, and is going to start being tended to by the druidic people here that have their own level of magical healing that they can give him. What you guys all learn kind of afterwards is that, as kind of expected, those other groups came and saw the destruction, kind of looted what they could, and left. These people didn't like each other to begin with, and now that there was no reason to continue, there was actually some fighting, because as one group got there before, the other group came and they were doing the looting, and then they started fighting each other about the looting, and then eventually, before too much casualty, they left. And that was kind of like early or mid-afternoon, so yeah. The like group of probably like 40 the other people that ran from the camp are all immediately taken into some level of custody and will be put to some level of trial. However, this community does that, are going to get the full rundown of what exactly happened. But you see, they're definitely not violent, definitely not a problem to the community at this time. And then that night, bonfires start getting lit up, songs are sung, food is cooking, drinks are flowing. Do you guys do anything during this party? Ryan just looks like a black silhouette, like I'm imagining a voice over that's going to make it your voice hidden.
Slower sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, what do you guys do? You do anything for the party, or are you just kind of hanging out, having drinks?
We had a long rest, right?
Yes, everyone is healed all the way back up. Your only detriment currently is Felix smells funny.
I would like to see if Christopher wants to flirt with anybody so I can be his wingman. Because I am not. Felix is not into it. He's not into orcs.
There is
I don't know. Well, I have to ask Chris. It's up to him.
That's that one. Who's the one I took a liking to?
her name is and she got pretty beat up during that initial fight, but she's doing a lot better and she's out there taking drinks, and her name is
Ardra.
What?
Ardra.
Yeah, Ardra. Yeah, she's out there having drinks.
Yeah, I'm taking Felix as a wingman. I'm thinking it's just like a Musk sort of thing.
Yeah. How do you wingman this for him, Felix?
I just want to talk him up and
Okay.
charm her for him.
Have you met my friend Christopher?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, yeah, you go up there. They're just these open, like not open casks, but just tapped casks of liquor that y'all have. I feel like I had something about the liquor too. Oh, I do, but that's for later. Yeah, you bring some drinks and you essentially give that like, have you met my friend Christopher? And talk him up and like, you should have seen him out there fighting that Jared guy. Like, honestly, I don't know if we would have survived if he hadn't like been knocked to the ground and stood up and hit him. Like, just
he took some hits, but he keeps swinging.
And you give that talk up. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage, and this will see if you give him advantage on his roll. She just is looking at you, and just the smell coming off of you is just weird. And she's like, yeah, maybe you let him talk for himself and you can go. And like she like points over like to the animal pen, like I guess you like hanging out with them or something. Like, and Christopher, if you want to lock this down, you can give a persuasion check, but or how would you do this? How are you courting Ardra?
Let's see. Pulling out a green bag of tricks, and
Okay.
this says an animal guy sort of thing.
Okay, so you throw out an animal of
This is
some
our
sort.
animal handler.
Getting that to wingman me. Okay, so 1d8. See if I have a giant elk coming in the bar. We got a weasel to charm. A weasel on my shoulder. It's like, oh, do you like weasels?
So if you knew something about weasels, and I don't know about magical weasels, but I imagined that they have that weird smell that ferrets have. So there's just a lot of smell going on. If you want to continue this, you can, but you'll have disadvantage on your persuasion check now because
Do it. Yeah.
you didn't get help. And then when you tried to help yourself, you failed.
Do it.
Okay.
If he passes, he gets 10 HP.
14, and she is going to roll an insight check. But this will be to decide if this is worth it. How do you rule that? How do you rule that? What's her bonus? I will say she sits down, or she invites you to sit down and chats with you for a while. But this is more, she starts like asking you about, oh, how did the fight go? And how did all of
Oh,
that?
Christopher's being friend zoned.
Yes. 100%
Damn.
friend zoned. And it's like interested in you, but in a strictly platonic way. What do you do?
Not catching on at all. This is great.
Yeah. I guess
So just gonna lay down like fire. I'm just gonna like mic drop the fireball on the table, sort of stuff. Yeah.
make an intelligence check to see if you know that you're being friend zoned. Or it'd be an insight check. Yeah, you know 100% this is not going anywhere today, but you can still have a pretty good time chatting with this very.
He made her that chili or whatever it is that he makes that's not good.
Oh, his Moose Wellington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Start talking about Moose Wellington to her. Yeah. I realize where this is going, and hopefully she tells me how bad it is, so we can get over this.
There we go. That is what you get from your 21. You have discovered that this is an awful recipe you should never make again, and you will never make it again.
Call it a success. Everybody cheers in the background.
I mean, that's a 7.
Felix, I have the messaging like accidentally on. Felix is in the back and just goes chest.
Yeah, you hear that in your brain, like as you now know that everyone hated this, but was too nice.
The ferret just dies, just out of like.
Your friends are nice.
We'll call it a success. Well, this was an overall success. I'm good with this.
Didn't go how you wanted it to, but didn't end badly. Okay, what about the other two of you? They're off wingmanning. What, I guess at the end of that, Felix, what do you do after being shooed away?
I think he's gonna spend time in the pen petting the animals.
Okay, yeah, you realize that something happened, and you're just owning it at this point. You're heading you've never really seen giant boar or these elk. Like, you come from a city, so you just kind of hang out there. There's some kids there that are playing with them. You just have a nice time, having some drinks, hanging out with, I guess there are no kids. All the kids have not gotten back yet. With some cool orc people, and the owner, or did I say it was like a half elf? Or no, it was a human guy that helped run the community center. He's just telling you all about these animals and their names. We got Porky, we got Bullwinkle. This points to all these animals that are named after cartoon animals.
Nice.
What about the other two? You spent your day alone, Carrick, and knowing that you have to do this, what do you do?
So I've got essentially a plate of food, and I'm on the table furthest away from the crowd, and I am essentially just sitting there, kind of staring at people awkwardly. I definitely make no attempt to make chit chat, but I feel like I'm here. I'm doing my duty by physically being here and eating this food.
Man, I know that feeling. Yes, you're eating the food. Who in this community have we not heard from yet? make just a charisma check to see how unapproachable you are. Carrick wants a low roll on this.
Yes. Why can't I see it? Oh, no. Not a saving throw, right?
No, just a straight charisma. No, actually, make a charisma saving throw because you don't want this to happen. A 17. Since it's a save, it's actually you are looking quite unapproachable.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was the other way around, if it was a check, we wanted the other thing. But no, with the 17, yeah, people really don't come up to you. All like this kind of dinner, like it's not inside that building. It's mostly like outside. Like it's people like are bringing food that's cooked out. And yeah, you just kind of find and post up and are just watching the festivities. And yes, you are here. Everyone leaves you alone.
Perfect.
Perfect. Not the most exciting thing, but what the character wants.
Yes.
And Thel, your last.
Yeah, I just kind of make the rounds. I check in with Chong, and I keep an eye out for Shuckthal. I don't know if he's going to be up for being out and about. And I, at some point specifically, slightly drunkenly, like, come up, give Herrick like a one-armed hug and sit down next to him, and just the size difference, and in my like full plate armor, I've just like jostled him around. Just
armored.
Oh yeah, armored with my royal blue cloak thing going on. I'm just
you're peacocking out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you go and Chonk does, like, as you approach him, he's like, I would love to talk to you all, maybe later tonight after a few drinks and some food and some revelry. I need to talk to you a bit, if I may. And yeah, and you say all that, and still like in that back, that beautiful like sunny day has gone back to the overcast and cloudy, and it's not close, but almost like a halo around this valley. There are sparks of lightning, but in a very like white type lightning, not like I don't know how to describe lightning. Lightning's blue, right? According to fantasy.
Sure.
Can be. Blue lightning.
Yeah. No, but the lightning is just kind of, it's just different. It's just a calm, like there's no loud booms on that. There's just kind of like streaks and flashes of blues and whites and purples that kind of surround this place, and just feels even more into what had happened before, that that kind of these gods that had kind of conjoined and loved this, and found common goals in this place, feel that those things happened here. Yeah, so you guys all sit there. Morgron kind of like, you guys all kind of convene at a certain point. Christopher is thinking about how to improve this Moose Wellington, or if he should just scrap it after his good heart-to-heart with, not heart-to-heart, but good frank conversation with his new friend, Ardra. He convenes, and then as you know, all kind of a little bit in your cups, Felix sits on the other side of the table because everyone realizes he smells weird, and no one can quite figure out what's happening. So Chunk and Morgan both approach you as you're sitting at this long table, and the other people that were kind of sitting there chatting with you leave, and Morgan, like, thanks you all for the millionth time, and talks about that he heard back from the people that left. They should be back within two days, and once that happens, it's we've always lived here, ready to leave at a moment's notice. But if anything's taught us this, it is time to fortify and not only do that, but reach out to those that can help us build alliances. Because obviously, while we could have survived this without you, of course, and he says like that with like a sheepish grin, like knowing that it may or may not have been true. He's like, we can't be as isolated anymore, and need to reach out. So he kind of says, thank you for opening my eyes to that, and you're welcome here as long as you want. And yeah, and then he gets up and nods. He's like, now I'm going to go get turned, and walks off. And yeah.
I asked him if he needs a wingman.
And he says, thanks. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. You got a natural 20 and a 19. He goes, you know what? I just may. And he points over to the animal pen, and there's this like older Goliath woman just kind of like petting the animals, like, I wouldn't normally say it, I lead this community, but I've always had a problem talking to someone that I'm infatuated with. So maybe, and it seems like you had a good way with the animals in there.
Oh yeah, me and Bullwinkle are good buddies.
Perfect. Well, it seems Chonk wants to talk to you, but then come find me afterwards. That's pretty funny.
It's stupid, but it's really dumb and funny.
Yeah. So Trunk does, and he has this little like holster, like cask next to him, and he comes up next to you and pours out 4 shots and says, as you know, I was quite a drunkard before, but I have this, somehow I kept a bit of it left. This is from my old monastery back in Vasselheim. You won't find this pretty much anywhere, so it seems like the perfect occasion. Thank you. This is a thanks for kicking me out of that stupor, showing me kindness, and getting me back on the path that I should have been on for a long time. Yeah, so you guys have all had a couple drinks, but he pours this out. Do you all drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Yeah. It is, like you see, and it's in these like small, they're essentially shot glasses, but like metal. And you kind of like swish it around. It is thick. It is syrupy. It is somewhere between brown and green. And you guys all take your shot, and I need you all to roll a Constitution saving throw. Everyone is
Just
fine
checked out.
except Carrick falls down, like immediately, like hits the back of his throat, like hits his head on the table, and that's what wakes him up. The rest of you, you can tell that like this stuff is rough as hell, but it tastes good. It's just the moment that it hits your stomach, you realize that it might come back up. the entire backs of your throats are numb for about 15 seconds. And Carrick, your tongue doesn't work right now. Like, you tried to talk and it's like, oh well, like, think about getting a Novocaine shot. That's essentially how your mouth is reacting. Your body is reacting to this. You don't throw up, but you did faint for a second.
Yeah, this is not great. So I'm sitting here with a numb tongue, just passed out. My tinnitus is like which was not helped by me slamming my head on the table.
Yeah, you're not doing great. Yeah, all of your guys' ears are still ringing. Like, so you're yelling to each other. Maybe that's kind of why some of the persuasion checks didn't work before, is you're just yelling. But yeah, but it's
You're doing that loud party talk voice, but it's like not that loud.
Yes. You're talking like I do in any social situation. Yeah, so you have this nice drink and he says, well, thank you for partaking. And he like appreciates the three of you like gutting it and coming out good on the other side. And he kind of looks at Carrick and he's like, if you're curious, that was probably about 200 gold worth of liquor.
What?
It says it's a weird thing. You make it from skinning a beast and using its blood. It's a big thing. So anyways, he gives you that and then talks to you for a bit. He thanks you for helping kick him out of this 15-year funk he's been in, giving him a newfound purpose. And then he asks you about the location, if you had any clue, like he saw that portal as well open up, and if you had any clue about where that spear went.
And I have retroactively tried to find the, like, whatever ball that we first played with.
A goat ball?
Just a goat ball. Just we all sign it or something and just toss it to him at this point.
Yes, I will say you can retroactively have done that during the day. Or no, he says these things and you take your drink and you say, I'll be right back, and go and get one and come back.
Yeah, look at him. Might not even, it might just be a rock or something at this point. As drunk.
Yes, it's the midnight. Make an investigation check to find a goat ball. 10 is good enough. You find a goat ball. It's like an old.
Not the same one. It's like platinum or something. You know?
Yeah, it is not a regulation goat ball anymore. It's one
I
of those.
stole it from some crying. I don't know. There's no kids left, but
Yeah,
I stole it from something.
yeah. It's like one that's been stuck on a roof for a while. You see it, jump up, grab it, and say, "Ha ha! I found one." But yeah, so you get presented the goat ball, and that's when he thanks you. You know, like, thanks for kicking me out of that funk, choosing me to beat up those fucking punk ass kids. And yeah, and he asks you about if you had any idea of where that spear fell through. Did you share that with him, or?
Yeah, I think I'll tell him about where I think it might have landed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but just, north of Diastock.
Yeah, and he nods. He nods. He's like, I can't honestly say I've been anywhere close to that part of the world. I kind of came over here after, and he kind of gives you like his backstory of being not disgraced, but all but kicked out of this monastic order that he was part of back in Vasselheim, which is in a continent that probably none of you know much about. It's pretty isolated. It's pretty barren. It's very far north. and east of here. And what you would know about Vasselheim is that it's like the Dawn City. It's the only thing that survived the calamity and kind of where civilization was birthed from. But in that regard, it's very, very strict in a lot of ways, and he just didn't quite fit in. So he kind of gives you that whole thing, and he's like, maybe it's time for me to make amends. And I think, the order I worked with, they had a vault for the types of objects that we saw, and it seems that in the wrong hands, or maybe anyone's hands, that spear could do great damage. So I think maybe it's time to perhaps find that and take it back to a place of safety. And so he kind of asks you to join you at least back to the Empire. You guys had kind of talked before that you might be heading back there, but it's like, I will be heading out regardless, but would love to travel with you if you have the space. I don't know what your plans are, but once we get to the Empire, I can go my own way and figure that out myself. I am fairly competent, or if you have any contacts to give me, but or if you even want to join me in this hunt, I don't know what's on your calendars, so to speak, but by no means feel joined. This is something that I just feel I must do now that I've been, quote unquote, reawakened into a sense of duty. I would say actually everyone make a perception check. Fel, you can do it with advantage.
Ugh.
Okay. Everyone except for Carrick. Carrick obviously doesn't notice because he is still like barely hanging on. Or not Fel, sorry. Did I say Fel? I meant Carrick.
Carrick. Yeah, Carrick.
Okay. Is barely hanging on from that drink. And the rest of you do notice that, like, on just kind of like peeking out of, and you'd never seen this before, as much as you played games with a shirtless chonk and watched him fight. You see like this very polished chain with a dragon's head with a blue inset eye on it. So putting that together, you like Fel, especially, like, you would understand this guy followed was a monk of Bahamut at some point and lost his way and now has refound it. So just a little flavor about this guy. But yeah, he says, he offers that and asks if he can follow with you, and if you guys want to join him, but don't have to answer now. If you do want to travel together, he'll wait for whenever you guys are leave. Otherwise, he'll probably head out in the next day or two. So
we are heading in the same general direction, Chunk. So welcome to tag along.
Wonderful. When do you think you'll be heading out? I just get my affairs in order. Is it tonight? And you can tell, like, there's like a general excitement in him to, like, a person that's been in a stupor for years and has found purpose and like a new hobby that they're super into. So,
well, we can't leave because Carrick he's unable to move. He's a little too drunk.
Carrick, make another Constitution saving throw.
Mop. Archer and tinnitus.
Oh, he's awake. Too.
You like take like the four. No, I know exactly what you do. This is what you do, Carrick.
Puke and rallies.
You hold up one finger, walk away, and then returns. feel like that joke hits for 3 people a lot more than it does for you, Chris. That is what I do
experienced it.
pretty much every single time we've ever had a party.
I think even I get that one. Yeah.
Okay, so I've probably done it to everybody at least once.
I think we leave in the morning, and I would like to go to the excavation camp before we head back to the Empire, if you all are okay with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we talked about the excavation camp or how we even know about it. I don't quite remember how we know about it.
We talked about it. Somebody told
We
us it was
do.
there, but I don't remember why or what.
I have all of that. I kind of I think we just finished a very big arc, so I was going to give you kind of after this more of a out of character rundown of this is kind of what's going on in your current world, because yeah, like you said, I think you learned about this excavation camp 7 months ago. So
I am gonna have to bounce. Oh.
Okay, doke. Well, yeah. Well, good. Well, good, TJ. Well, yeah, probably a fine time to bounce. It's just gonna review. I'll post a picture of everything that I'm gonna say, and then, probably next time we'll talk to you. You'll have a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep, and then we'll figure out when we're gonna play next. When we can play next, and probably over the next little bit. If you have to miss, you're all good. Kind of, I just wanted to wrap up this your story arc thing that was going on here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, did we want to look to when the next one might be?
yeah,
I
we
mean,
can look. You tell me first, and then we can go from there.
yeah, I mean, what works for people? I mean, yeah, probably not next week. Probably not the 3rd or the 10th. 17th to the 24th. I could probably start to swing.
Yeah, it'd be my first time would be the 24th. 24th or 1st. We can just plan for one of those two and then figure it out from there.
I think 24th is the only plus or minus 2 weeks I can do.
Plus or minus what?
So 24th is good. The plus or minus 2 weeks from that.
Okay, well, let's just plan for the 24th, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay, well, have a good rest of your day, TJ.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, congrats again.
Yeah,
Good
thanks,
luck.
guys. I'll
Give all of our love and support.
we'll do.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll text you guys midweek. Let you guys know what's going on.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Man.
Peace out.